Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 10th. We're just going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we're going to take a look at your general energies in this first row right here. In your next row, we are going to take a look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you here. And this deck is all messed up. I don't read reversals, so I'm just going to flip them around. Next, we're going to look at any messages from your future self in this next row right here. And then at the end, we're going to look at the good stuff, anything positive that could be coming in for you in this last row here. On top of that, we're going to pull 5 main themes for your week at the end. And we're also I'm going to do a 1-question personalish reading. So I'll tell you what to do at the end. But you start off with this Earth card. It says, utilize logic, reason, and common sense. Duh. I mean, I think this is always true, Gemini. This doesn't really surprise me. I'm actually going to pull the next card because, I don't know, this just feels like obvious to me. So I feel like you're saying, duh. You probably said it at the same time I did. Now, you have this Chimera card. It says, imagination clouds your judgment. Well, I mean, there could be some confusion here. You have the moon here, but actually, I don't know. I feel like you're very clear, is what I would say. It's like maybe you're coming, maybe what the reading is saying is that you were confused about things in the past, whatever, it doesn't matter. Really, this is a very general reading. It could be about anything in your life that you've been confused about. But I feel like there's a very clear energy once we get to the third row, which is messages from your future self. So again, maybe you're coming off a period of confusion, which is what I would say here. You have the moon, the Wheel of Fortune, and the star. I mean, this is amazing, number one. I'm pretty sure you had the star recently because I was talking about like having a North Star, having something to aim at. And look at this. Star, Page of Wands, going on an adventure, Queen of Swords, knowing exactly what to do. So I feel in a lot of ways that the star is saying you finally see like what you want in your life or what you want to aim at, right? Like I said, it's like having a North Star. It's having something to work towards, having something to move towards, the star. And that's what I feel like is going on here. You have the Wheel of Fortune, and so there's some sort of change in your fortunes. I'm almost positive that every single person has had the Wheel of Fortune so far. Maybe just a couple haven't, and so it seems to be like a time of change or changing in your destiny and things like that. But again, we're entering into eclipses. Eclipse season at the end of the month, and eclipse season is always like fate. Leo King calls it like the fate train time or whatever he calls it. So we're entering into this time where there could be some very fated events. I would look back to the May time frame when there were the last eclipses, and when that eclipse season was, because you could be revisiting some just topics. That's literally the word that's popping into my head, is that you could just be revisiting some topics that you kind of were visiting with during that time. Could be people, places, things, anything. And maybe things were much more confusing back in that May time frame. You have the moon. The moon kind of says that you have to go through darkness. You have to go down this path to reach these mountains. Those mountains represent achievements. And I always tell people, go down the path of the moon. The moon does not say stop. The moon says, yeah, maybe some things that you've dealt with are confusing or you're not sure if you're on the right path. But the moon actually warns you not to get off your path, to keep moving forward. And we even see here that you have the Death card right next to the moon. I love that because the sun is coming up on the 2 pillars, and I'll show you in a minute, that are on the moon card. So it kind of says you're leaving behind a moon period. That's why at the beginning of the reading, like I said, to me, I actually feel like you're very clear. I don't think you're confused at all. Or again, if you are, then you're about to not be confused about like what to do in life. With the here you go. With the moon, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a victory. It's very clear. I always say the Ace of Swords is like laser-like focus. It's like you understand where your crown is. And I'm really focusing on this crown here. And so I feel like for some of you, you understand now like what you need to do to get your crown. Like I said, it could be a person. If you want love, it could be just like if you want business, or otherwise it could be just what you need to get those things going. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 8 of Swords. I feel like some of you have gotten off of some sort of wheel where you were just repeating something over and over and over again. For a lot of you, I feel this was a person. I feel like this person's still watching you. You have the Page of Swords looking back towards the wheel. For others, you could be watching them. I think it's interesting that I keep busting Pisces balls by saying that creepy little Pisces is in everybody's reading. And it's like 2 Pisces cards, 3 really, with the moon. So it's like some of you, this could have been a Pisces that you were dealing with, or It could be a Pisces that has their eye on you. And like I said, I'm a Pisces. So for you crosswatch, every single time I say this, like some crosswatch and Pisces is always like, how dare you say that about Pisces? And I'm like, I'm saying it about myself, dummy. I am a Pisces. With the star, you have the Ten of Swords. Definitely could be healing from a tower moment, I feel, with that star card. So some of you have gained some enlightenment. It's almost like you've gained some perspective, I feel. That's not very accurate tarot-wise, but just intuitively, that's what I'm feeling here with the star and the Ten of Swords, because I still feel pain. So maybe you have gained some perspective on a painful situation in your life, some sort of ending, but at the same time you're moving forward, so it doesn't really matter, probably not. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this routine card. It's funny because I just did the Aquarius reading, and there was something in their reading about kind of like following or sticking to a routine because it would make you more successful. And I kind of feel that for some of you, where your daily routine could be changing. I'm a Gemini moon, and I've been tired for I started waking up early on purpose so I could go to the gym, right? And so I've been waking up super early, and I'm super tired, if you can't tell. And some people have left comments, right? Which is fine, but I'll get used to it eventually. And what I would say is you could be changing your routine like I did, like your daily routine or something. Maybe it's unexpected. Trust me, I like to sleep. I'm a Pisces, like I just said. So what I would say here is I feel it'll be very beneficial for you if you do that. You have the Death card, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. So quick success coming in for you in some area of your life. For some of you, I'm getting motivational speech. That's like the words that are popping into my head with the Eight of Wands. But I don't think it's like a motivational speech. I feel like someone could be saying something to you that motivates you, that gets you moving, right? I've been getting a lot of comments about how much weight I've gained. So there you go, right? Motivational speech. And that's like what's popping into my head here with the Eight of Wands. So it's funny how that fits in, but I feel that for some of you. For others, I feel like you could be moving. So for some of you, this could be like a move or travel or something like that. You even have the Page of Wands, and this could also be movement or travel. Again, he's the card of going on an adventure, or kind of like moving forward. So I feel like some of you are very clear that you need to go on an adventure. We even see this, again, going this direction. Queen of Swords, she's looking over to the High Priestess. And again, if that High Priestess could just be a mystery or something that has potential in your life. I think the hardest energy to work with the High Priestess is potential, because basically she can represent an opportunity that comes into your life that is just potential. Potential doesn't exist, right? Something can have all the potential in the world, but unless we take advantage of it, it doesn't do anything. So I feel like you've been kind of like looking at a possible adventure. Could be like going on a date with a person, could be taking a person out, could be moving or traveling, could be anything. And I feel like you see the potential in it, but you're kind of like, do I take the action? The other thing is, I kind of feel like this is an interfering party right here, this Page of Swords. For some of you, it could be children. Obviously, you can't just get rid of your children, right? But what I would say here is that I also feel this could just be an immature person who has kind of like gotten in the way of something here. With the Death card, again, you have the two pillars of the moon right here by my finger, and the sun is coming up. So I kind of feel like things are changing and allowing you to start moving forward. And, I feel this is a good thing. Let's see. With the Death card, you have the Six of Cups. Like I said, you could be revisiting things that you visited in May. I keep getting those words popping into my head. So you're gonna have to go back to like the middle of May. What were you working on at that time? Who were you talking to? What were you dealing with? What situations were popping up at that time? For whatever reason, it's popping into my head as being very important for you to like either work through those things or close out cycles or whatever. And I feel a lot of you could be doing that. With the Page of Wands, you have the Six of Wands. Love it. Amazing. Definitely on the path to excellence. Another card that kind of represents a victory. So you have the Ace of Swords and the Six of Wands. Definitely a victory coming in for you. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Judgment card. I would say if you went through a breakup or a separation in May, you could be hearing from that person. I am not suggesting you go back to that person at all. You have the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Swords, which literally says, get off the cycle. Like, get off the hamster wheel, right? And stop repeating the cycle. So I'm not suggesting you get back with anyone, but you could be hearing from someone. For others, again, you could be discovering your true purpose. The Wheel of Fortune is your personal vision for your life. As I always say, it's like where you see your life going. The Judgment card is your, purpose, discovering your purpose. So maybe you were thinking about starting a business back in May or June even. Maybe you were thinking about kind of changing your business or doing things differently. Whatever you were thinking about, I feel like you could be doing. Again, some of you could have been thinking about traveling at that time as well, I'm getting. So, if maybe you were thinking about going and visiting a person or doing something with a person, I don't know, it's popping into my head. It might be time to revisit that idea, is what this is saying. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the shark card. It says survival and power on it. I kind of feel like you are a survivor, and you're very capable of just seeing multiple ways of doing things. You're a Gemini, and I feel that's going to be your superpower at this time. You need to tap into those Gemini superpowers of like being able to multitask, seeing things from all angles, all that stuff. You have the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. It's like, look at the, it's very interesting to me that the Page of Swords going this way, right? Towards the past, repeating a cycle. Hangman, if we go this way, being stuck. So it's like this option is stuck. Moving towards the unknown, moving towards a mystery, or experiencing something you've never experienced before is going to lead to a new beginning. Look, Page of Pentacles is going towards the Ace of Wands. So I feel just down and dirty tarot, this is pretty much saying don't revisit the past. Start moving forward towards a new future, because yes, it's a mystery. Yes, you don't know what's behind the curtain, right, with the High Priestess, but what's behind there is probably the Ace of Wands. So again, I feel like there's like a new opportunity with the Page of Pentacles. For some of you, I'm kind of surprised that the Seven of Cups didn't show up here. I have a very strong feeling that the Seven of Cups is going to show up quite a bit over the next like 3-ish years, somewhere around there. And I think we're going to start seeing it more in readings. Seven of Cups, I think, is tied to Neptune and Pisces. With Neptune and Pisces, like, we can imagine things we want up here all day long. But Neptune and Pisces says, okay, you have some crazy ideas. Maybe you think that something is too good to be true, but is it or isn't it? Neptune and Pisces is like, no, you need to bring it down to earth. Stop imagining things. Stop living in the fantasy, right? Neptune and Pisces is a fantasy land, right? We just dream about things, and it feels good, but it's not actually the real thing. So I feel for some of you, what you could be revisiting is some fantasies. And these are not like sexual fantasies necessarily, although they could be. But I feel like they're, could be about money or business, or, could be about your health. It could be about anything. And you're kind of like saying, wait, should I bring these things down to earth? I think you are very clear that you should bring these things down to earth. You have the Queen of Swords. I think that some of you could be seeing a person very immature in your life. You have the Page of Swords here. So again, if this is not a child, I feel you could be seeing a person that you've dealt with as very immature. You're maturing. Again, you're getting your crown, like I said, with that Ace of Swords. And I feel you're finally seeing things clearly about like the direction you need to go in your life, or maybe like the things that you need to do, or what truly has potential and what doesn't have potential in your life. So let's see. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, you're rushing towards something here. I wouldn't rush towards the past, but especially a past person, but I feel like you're kind of rushing towards a new beginning. With the Page of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor. So if you're looking for love, could be new love coming in for you, or like a Knight in Shining Armor type person coming in for you. But again, another card of fantasy. He's standing in the desert, and he could easily plant some seeds in front of the water here, but he, kind of needs to take action. He's normally looking to that cup, dreaming of his future life. And it's like, okay, it's great to dream about things as they could be, but it's like, there's this, I kind of just get the whole, it's like one of those things where sometimes I think people leave relationships because they think like, oh, this can't work out in the future, but it's like you don't actually know. And it's like people try to protect themselves by leaving like the relationship first, for example, right? And it's like, well, if you do that, then you don't actually know how it would have gone. And you're ending something trying to protect yourself when you could be ending something that would be really good for you, right? So I kind of feel this energy in this row here. I feel like your future self is saying, don't run away from something that could be really good for you. I see people do this in business all the time as well. And, I've worked with businesses for years. And it's like some businesses I've noticed is like they start to become successful and they sabotage the success because, I like, who the hell knows why, right? Who knows why we do these things? But what I would say here is I feel like this is saying don't run away from something that's good for you. With the Page of Pentacles, here you go. You have the King of Wands. I feel like someone is like, it's like something is being revealed. You're seeing like the truth of a matter, or like it's not even the truth. I feel like you're seeing the heart of the matter. It's like you're seeing the core that exists. That is such a weird message, but that's what I'm getting on the King of Wands. Some of you, this could be a person where it's like maybe you're not sure about a person, but I feel like there could be some things being revealed where you're seeing like what that person is deep down inside, and you could be moving towards that person. Here, it could be a fire sign as well. For others, it's like a situation. The King of Wands is a situation in your life that can grow. The way I think of him is he's like the true entrepreneur. He puts work into whatever he's working on, and he takes care of it like a baby. He really cares for the things that he loves. And so for some of you, I feel you're seeing an opportunity here that has a lot of potential, could really grow, but you're going to have to take care of it with the King of Wands, plain and simple. At the end here for the area of the good stuff, you have this patience card. If this is love, I feel that you're kind of getting lucky here that a person is going to be patient for you or is patient in a situation. I wouldn't wait forever, but, I'm getting patience here. I feel like you are also being rewarded for your patience as well, Gemini. You have the High Priestess, the Hangman, and the Ace of Wands. It's like a very passionate energy, so I would move towards your passions or things that you're passionate about. This right here, this castle is crumbling in the background, and the Ace of Wands kind of represents in with the new, out with the old. So you're clearly like letting something go here, but I also feel like you need to not run away from something good. You have the Hangman. Hangman is about gaining a new perspective. And, again, I kind of feel like you have gained a new perspective. Maybe you've been patient, you've been in Hangman mode, and now you're seeing something for how it truly is. And that's kind of like what I was getting at with that King Wands. I was getting something about like the heart of the matter, or like seeing the core of a situation. You're really kind of stripping back everything, all the fluff on the outside, right? And I feel like you could be getting straight to the details. This could be a person where you're seeing the truth about a person, and it could be better than you think, right? Or, it's a business or something you're working on. You have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is, believe it or not, a card of controlling your destiny because she has this crown on her head, and it's 3 stages of the moon. It represents that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of all situations that she gets involved in, and we're not talking about intuitively here either. She maybe gets into a relationship, she sees the beginning as being good, the middle as being good, the end as being good. She imagines it in front of her. She kind of imagines how she wants things to go. So she uses her mind to control her reality. And so instead of like thinking that things are going to go terribly, she thinks like, how can everything go right? How can this be right? And I feel doing that will be very helpful for you. With the High Priestess, you have the Hierophant here. I thought you had the Hierophant twice, but I guess not. So could be marriage for some of you. Some of you could be getting married to a person or meeting a person. But again, he's the bridge between the heavens and the earth. These are divine counterparts, by the way. The High Priest and the High Priest, the Hierophant basically, and the High Priestess. So, for some of you, this is like some sort of divine counterpart if you're looking for love. I feel like you've been very patient for this person as well, or they, take it how it resonates. But there could be like a very divinely guided connection coming in for you. But he's also the bridge between the heavens and the earth. So again, kind of matches up with seeing all the way through something before it happens, right? With the Hangman, you have the Seven of Swords. Again, this is the good stuff, so it doesn't matter that the Seven of Swords is here. Seven of Swords is about needing to have more fun in your life. He has these polka dots on his cloak, and polka dots in the tarot, again, represent needing to have more fun, needing to have more enjoyment in your life. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Temperance card, yet turning things around. I really feel this energy with the Wheel of Fortune as well, that you have the power to turn anything in your life around. Even if you feel like you missed an opportunity with a person, a situation, a job, I feel like you have the power to turn the situation around, but you have to do it. Again, this angel here has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I feel like you need to make a decision to dive headfirst into whatever it is, whatever this new beginning is in your life, whether it's with a person or otherwise, and you need to nurture it into existence. That's the only way it's going to be successful. Plain and simple, Gemini. Pretty good reading, actually. We're going to pull 5 main themes for you now, and we're just going to see what you'll be dealing with this week. You have this Bat card that says, take care, enemies are working against you. I don't really feel it's enemies. Again, these cards are a little bit dramatic for me, but what I would say is I feel like, sometimes I think people in our life can say, oh, like, don't do this because it's dangerous. And they're not doing it to hurt us, but like our family or our friends, they might say, don't start a business. It's dangerous. You might lose all your money. It's like, yeah, but you could get hit by a bus tomorrow, right? So I always tell people, it's like, take the risks, do the things that people won't do. It's like people, if you tell your friends you're going to start a business, they might tell you everything that's wrong with the business. But again, they're just trying to protect you. So I feel like you need to be careful of that. I also feel that you could be seeing the truth. Like maybe you, this second chance that I feel, I don't really feel it's a second chance. I feel like you're creating a turnaround here with the Temperance card. Maybe people got involved in a situation. You have this March card. This is a monthly card. People are always like, March, we're in April, or we're in October. I don't even know what month it is. I'm like, yes, this card says March on it. So there you go. It's the March card. And you have this Casket card. It says someone going out of your life or the ending of a situation. So there could be an ending of a situation as well, which we clearly see. I would say it's with an immature person. So for some of you, you might be dealing with 2 people here, obviously. And again, I feel the immature situation is one that's going out of your life. They could have been born in March as well. Next, you have this wall card. It says misunderstandings. I actually feel like you're clearing up any misunderstandings that you could have had since May again. So around the May timeframe, maybe you had some misunderstandings or anywhere between May and now. And I feel like you're clearing these things up. We see that with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords as well. I would say no rushing to judgment with that energy. Knight of Swords is like someone says something, you freak out. So no rushing. You have this harp card. It says great happiness on it. So I do feel there is a lot of happiness, which we actually saw with the Seven of Swords. And finally, you have this knot card. It says unsuccessful plans. Again, I feel like you have the ability to untie this knot. Your solution to anything you want is to dive head first, to jump right into it and not like dabble in things. I feel that making full commitments is what this reading is asking you to do. And if you can't make a full commitment to something, that could be your answer as well. It's like if you can't commit to your business because maybe you just feel like you can't, then maybe it's not the right thing for you. But you're all different. You're all gonna have to be honest with yourself here. But we're gonna pull 3 cards now. I want you to think of one question. So these are the 3 cards, and I'm going to answer your question as if I know what it is, even though I don't. So again, feel free to pause the reading if you need time to think of your question, but we're going to look at them right now. You have the 9 of Wands, the Emperor, and the 2 of Wands. Some of you could be trying to leave a controlling situation. The 2 of Wands, again, I mean, it pretty much sums up what this reading says. This reading says you need to leave a comfort zone and do something that you've just imagined, I feel this is true for pretty much everyone because of Neptune and Pisces. I feel like everybody is getting a little bit stuck in some fantasies that have never become a reality. So I feel like some of you could be leaving Aries and going towards into a new world. Maybe you're not even moving towards a person. Maybe you're choosing yourself, right? With that 2 of Wands. But that's exactly what I'd be doing if I were you. With the 2 of Wands, it's a card of progress, but he's standing at the top of a castle. The story of the 2 of Wands is that he kind of rushed to a finish line. He accomplished his goals without enjoying the process. And I feel like this is saying you can't skip the process as well. I feel like your whole entire reading is saying you can't skip the process. It's like, again, beginning, middle, and end with the High Priestess. Maybe you're worried that someone's going to hurt you and you're like just trying to skip to the end. It's like, well, you can't do that. That's not how life works. And unfortunately, I think it's fortunate because that's why we're here. We're here to learn stuff and go through experiences, right? So that's what I'd do if I were you. But pretty interesting. Thank you for being here, Gemini. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.